morning, another rally is happening to lower the sentence of the truck driver who killed 4 people on I-70. And now a special hearing is planned. More COVID-19 testing and vaccine sites are opening up here as the whole country fights the Omicron variant right before Christmas. And the Jefferson Park neighborhood, hard enough to find parking as it is. An influx of cars in the area added more confusion. Turns out, it was basically one man's makeshift parking lot. We'll explain right now on 9 News Mornings.
CU basketball will not play Kansas at all this season. COVID concerns cancel the game between the two Tuesday night. Kansas basketball says the game won't be rescheduled either. Now, if you bought a ticket, CU Athletics says they will email you about your options for a refund. And today, we're expecting the NHL to announce they're going to be skipping the Beijing Olympics. COVID has already caused the league to postpone 50 games. The league will now likely use that February Olympic break to play those rescheduled games instead. Good morning, my friends. Jordan Chavez, Natasha Verma, and Ed Green with you on this Wednesday morning.
Good morning. You know, the only way I know it's Christmas is because of your tie.
Oh, and that's the most festive we're going to get.
That's the only way.
That's the most festive we're going to get.
That's right. Well, that's what we'll do there. As long as the weather stays 20 degrees above normal, I will continue to wear the Christmas ties. Let's take a look outside and see what we've got going on. We have clear skies this morning, but that's not going to last very long. Temperature stands at 37 degrees right now. Normal low for this time of year, 18 degrees. See the clouds that are going to move in across the state today, and they're going to continue to move across and bring some snow to the high country, believe it or not. But in Denver, increasing clouds, breezy and mild, kind of like yesterday, but I think more cloudiness, 62 degrees. Then for tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. We will stay mild, 63 degrees once again, 20 above normal. And then on Friday, mostly cloudy skies, about a 30% chance for a scattered shower around, but still mild, a high around 60. Christmas Day, mostly sunny and 56. Then Sunday and Monday, a few scattered showers back in the forecast. Doesn't look like a big deal with partly cloudy skies. 52 on Sunday, down to 48 by Monday.
Ed, thank you so much. Right now, we want to show you what the drive is looking like, and so far, so good out here. A live look from our CDOT camera right now. This is I-25 and Spear. Northbound lanes traveling toward us, southbound lanes headed away from us. No problems to report through that area. And the metro area reflecting the same thing, just seeing all green on our map at this hour. No reported crashes or even construction delays right now. East-westbound I-70 drive looking great between I-25 and 225, under 10 both ways. Right now, southbound, northbound I-25 between downtown and the tech center moving quickly as well. Your commute just 14 minutes or less.
Erica, thank you. Happening today, people will gather at the state capitol for another rally calling on Governor Polis to lower the 110 prison sentence for Rogelio Aguilera Medeiros.
That's right. He is the truck driver convicted of killing 4 people in a crash on I-70 back in 2019. And this morning, his attorney tells us they're going to be back in court on Monday. 9 News reporter John Glasgow is tracking the latest in this developing story. John, the attorney thinks that all this attention that's been put on the case and all the pushback they've gotten is actually starting to work.
Yeah, that's right. Everything is happening very quickly, and that's due in part because of all of the international attention that the case has received. It's only been 9 days since Rogelio Aguilera Medeiros was sentenced, and nearly 5 million people have signed a change.org petition challenging the sentence. So James Colgan, the attorney for Aguilera Medeiros, filed a clemency application this week. Governor Jared Polis' office is reviewing that. Not only that, prosecutors in Jefferson County are asking for a hearing to reconsider the sentence since Aguilera Medeiros took responsibility for the crash. Tuesday's expedited motion was filed in part so the victims' families can be heard by the court. For now, Aguilera Medeiros and his legal team will have to wait to see how this plays out.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen where this kind of public pressure is causing the politicians to question what they did and to try and get out in front of it. Nothing's guaranteed, so we're hoping that both of them can work out, and so we're keeping our hopes up and we're optimistic about both.
So Colorado's mandatory sentencing laws come into play here. Since the conviction was on counts of crimes of violence, those come with a minimum sentence to be served consecutively for each count. However, the law also permits the court to reconsider the sentence. So Jordan, Natasha, the judge, the prosecutors, and Medeiros' attorneys are going to be looking at this to see what options they have on the table, how this plays out.
A lot of anticipation and a lot of people definitely watching very closely to this case. All right, John, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, this week and next, Aurora is offering programs for kids to give them a safe space during winter break. This is in response to all the youth violence that's been happening in Aurora recently. At least 15 teens were shot within a 3-week period around Thanksgiving, sadly. Now, recreation centers are opening over winter break for free to give students a space to go to. They'll be able to play sports, dance, swim, and play games. And the police department's also bringing out its new video game trailer.
The more youth that we can engage in pro-social activities, the more likely they're going to be to go down the right path.
The program runs through the end of the year. The free rec center visits are Monday through Thursday this week and next from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
The Omicron variant is spreading as people get ready to gather for Christmas, and Colorado is preparing to increase testing capacity if necessary. Testing sites have been busy lately with the holidays. The state says it still has enough capacity right now, though. Colorado is preparing for a surge in testing like we've seen in New York. Look at this, lines and lines of people for hours waiting to get a test. Governor Polis is also leading heavily on the state's at-home testing program. More than 1.3 million tests have been shipped to homes for free.
Forces them to.
We're expecting increased demand in testing with Omicron, as other areas have seen. Currently, we have more than sufficient testing capacity. We want to bring additional sites online so we don't see long lines or delays.
COVID Check Colorado says for the rest of the holiday season, it could take up to 5 days to get your test results back.
And one thing you want to know about the weather is that we are going to see possibly a little bit of snow coming our way, and here's why. Cloudy skies right now over Denver, but if you look to the mountains, we will see some snow, and a winter storm warning is out. But look at the Front Range. Temperatures in the 60s.
Ed, thank you. One thing to know on the road so far, nice and quiet at this hour. Live look for you, I-25 through Thornton. Southbound lanes coming toward us at 84th Avenue. Very light volume so far. Metro area still very quiet right now. Travel times running up to speed. You've got the green light on south and northbound 225 between I-70 and I-25. Your drive either way, just 10 minutes. We know parking around the Denver metro area can be pretty tough. People who live in the Jefferson Park neighborhood, they especially know that pain. They actually get priority spots on days of Broncos home games, but then a lot of extra cars started filling the streets. Turns out they all belong to one guy who was using public streets as his personal parking lot for his car share business. 9 News anchor Steve Stager talked to the person who got to the bottom of this mystery.
You guys are like 3 days too late?
Yeah, we are. What? Kevin Hessler says it's a relief to see empty spots on his block.
If you got home after like 8 o'clock at night, this street was completely full.
Because for the last few months, this street was full.
There was just like people walking around, like people going back to the airport, people standing on our lawn. I just asked them what app they were using, and they said Turo.
When Hessler dug further, he found a profile for a guy named Ryan on Turo.
Right now, he has 33 active cars.
Hessler started keeping track of license plate numbers tied to the account and comparing them to the Turo page.
I had pictures of all of them. So I was literally just walking through the neighborhood, tracking this on an Excel sheet.
Here's a picture he took one day. He put sticky notes on each Turo vehicle. There were 9 in a row. Turo is a car-sharing app. The idea, if you're not using your car, you can rent it to someone like an Airbnb. Again, this guy was listing 33 cars.
Basically, our whole street was turned into a rental car lot.
Hessler called the city. The city said they couldn't do anything because technically the area is zoned for mixed use.
People agreed with me that it wasn't right that he was doing this, but it wasn't clearly illegal.
Though the city said they would contact Turo. Hessler says he tried too, and it took them a few months to get back to him.
So it's actually a violation of their good neighbor policy.
The policy requires Turo hosts to park their cars on private property, not on a public street. A representative told Hessler they were in contact with Ryan and the cars would be moved. And they were. We're 3 days late after all, but Hessler still wanted you to know.
And so I'm sure this is happening in other parts of the city.
Okay, well, Steve apparently talked to the car host Ryan on the phone, confirmed that Turo had been in touch. He also told us he found a commercial parking lot to park his cars. That's good news. But again, according to the city policy, because of the zoning in that area, there was technically nothing actually illegal about what he was doing.
Nothing illegal, but definitely like legal and ethics don't really go, hand in hand.
Yeah, it's not a way to become friends with your neighbors.
Yeah, definitely a way to make some enemies right there.
Yeah.
I know that some expletives will be coming out of my mouth, but I was trying to find parking there.
And that good neighbor policy. I mean, mean, you're right. Gotta appreciate the hustle, I guess. But,
Right.
that is tough for the neighbors.
How many cars was it? 33?
33. I'm sorry,
33.
that's savage. Especially if you don't have like a parking lot, or I'm sorry, like a garage
Yeah.
Or some private parking as if where they're supposed to be parking right
That's
there.
not, I'd be very unhappy.
We have some choice words to be using in this situation.
Yeah.
All right, Erica, thank you.